Animal Jam Play Wild has reached over 100 animals within the past year. Most of those animals aren't on Classic, unfortunately. A lot of them would also work very well on Classic. What would some of these animals look like in the art style of Animal Jam Classic? Come figure out that with me. Alright, our first animal we're talking about today is the platypus, which is an animal that I was a fan of ever since it released. They're pretty cool. I do wish they were on Classic though. I mean, the pet platypus exists, but no actual platypus animal exists, so I feel like if they were still able to make animals on Classic, the platypus would be a good option. So here's what I thought of as what it would look like. And I think it looks pretty much accurate, except for maybe the eye would be a little bit smaller, because my eye on it looks a little Play Wildy, which, I mean, that's okay, but it's a totally different game. Next, we're gonna go domestic a little bit. So the Siamese cat is a pretty popular animal in Play Wild, and I would say either the most popular or second most popular animal from that cats and dogs era, maybe tied with the German Shepherd. The German Shepherd is also pretty popular, but I feel like the Siamese cat wins out of all of them. These animals are, again, pretty popular, so I feel that they would be, like, really nice little animals with like flower crowns and stuff on Classic. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy these guys. Here's what my example would look like. It looks pretty much the same thing as how it would be on Play Wild, but you know, 2Dified a bit, and the proportions are changed a little bit as well. I think it came out pretty nicely. Alright, everyone went absolutely crazy when cows came out, so I would not be surprised that people would also go crazy if cows came out on Classic. And I mean, they are a pretty cool animal, and I do enjoy them quite a bit on Play Wild, although I don't use them at an insane amount. I feel that the cows on Classic would be a little more moose-ish, if that makes any sense. I kind of used the moose as not a base, but as kind of a reference for when I was drawing this cow. And, I mean, you could kind of see it, right? Especially that the cow on Classic doesn't have horns or anything, so you could add all the items onto it yourself. Maybe a cow horn item would be also released to, like, be the best thing ever, but I don't see that happening. Anyway, I feel like this would be a probably cool animal, right? People were excited for the capybara once they came out, but I haven't seen all too many of them besides like my own spare account. But yeah, these are a pretty cool animal, and I feel that they would actually work with the Classic ecosystem pretty well. Especially like how items look on it. Like, the items look pretty good on this animal, I do have to say. Well, here's my example of what the Classic version of this capybara would look like, and yeah, works pretty well. Our final idea for right now is the pretty new unicorns. These have definitely been taken well by the community, and I feel like they would probably also be taken well on Classic. Here's mine. I absolutely like this unicorn. It's really cool. Between unicorns and dinosaurs, I feel like while, yes, they did use Tyrannosauruses as an April Fool's joke one time, I feel like the unicorns would be a little more plausible for Classic. So that's what I chose to draw here. And I will tell this, they were the hardest one to design and draw for the Classic art style, mainly because of how quote-unquote Play Wild they are. They have very unique proportions that work well, but don't transfer into Classic all too well. But yeah, here's what my version came out to look like, and you probably saw it on the thumbnail if I didn't change it for some reason. It's a really cool looking animal. If it's different enough from the Arabian horse for me to say, yeah, it exists. I have a feeling that this would be a really popular animal if it did come out. I don't know how it would be released though. Well, you never really know. Unfortunately, I was only able to do 5 today because these did take quite a bit of time to actually create. So if you want to see more of these animals in the same art style, please say so in the comments, and maybe I'll make a part 2 or an Instagram post with more or something like that. What are your opinions, and do you have any animals you would like to see in the Classic art style? Maybe I'll make a part 2 one day. Who knows? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, because why not? We're getting close to 2,000, which is actually really exciting. And with that, this is Brad Stormer, storming out.